right, everybody, we are live. Paul and Faith Frankel here at Sculpterra Winery. We're doing another fun live food and wine pairing. Tonight we're doing our rosé wines, which are great this time of year. And in fact, we're tasting the 2018 rosé versus the 2019 rosé. And what's nice is that the 2018 is almost sold out for those of you that have had that and would like to get the last couple bottles. We have less than 3 cases at the tasting room. The 2019, which I bottled back in February, that one's available at the tasting room, and we can ship it. We can ship it right to your door. And in fact, right now for club members and non-club members, we're doing a half-off sale for anyone and everyone. So go to our website, give us a call, and we can ship out wines. We'll do it for free, and we can do that right away Monday. So again, we're going to do food and wine pairing. My sister Faith's going to talk a little bit about what she's worked up for this. We're trying to, because it's springtime, because it's nice warm weather, we're doing wines that you want that are cool and refreshing. And then also my sister Faith has made great food that are not very hard to make. Well, I think they're hard to make, but she'll tell you that they're not hard to make, but they're just a great thing to do at this during springtime foods.
Yeah, so basically the theme that I wanted to do was I wanted to do something light and something vegetarian and something that you could either serve as an appetizer at a dinner party or either a vegetarian option for an entree. I wanted to do something that just paired well with the rosé. So today we're doing a strawberry pizza with goat cheese and basil and a balsamic glaze. And we're actually also doing a fruit-infused beet salad over arugula with candied pecans. So I think we're doing 2 wines today. So we're going to start with the beet salad based on what my brother Paul has decided would go better with the beets. So right. Which one are we doing first?
We'll do the 2019 rosé because I think that's so young and fresh, lots of tropical flavors, good acidity. Actually, both these wines have a lot of tartness to them. Serve them chilled, obviously. But yeah, we'll start with the 2019 first. And just a little bit about the background of these wines. They are both made up of Grenache, Mourvedre, and Syrah. You'll notice the 2018 has a little more color to it. It's a little more red. Still pink, but a little more red. And that's because it's 10% more Syrah. And just that 10% more gives it a dab of color to it. But I make my rosés to be a lot of tropical flavors. That's why, especially Mourvedre always comes out with a lot of stone fruits, a lot of tropical fruit in it. And actually, I make all 3 grapes independently. So the Grenache rosé is made independently, Mourvedre and Syrah, and then at the end it all gets combined together. And by making them independently, they all have their own taste, their own mouthfeel, own characteristics. The Grenache rosé, when I make that on its own, it almost comes out white. It doesn't have a lot of color to it at all. Mourvedre, that's a little more pink, and the Syrah obviously brings a lot more color, almost like a red wine to it. But they're all individually very unique, but they taste great together. You can just get all the flavors combined. Mostly Grenache brings a lot of strawberry flavors, which is why we're doing a strawberry pizza, which is neat and different. I'm excited for that. Mourvedre, like I said, a lot of stone fruits, more peach, nectarine, get a lot of those flavors. And Syrah, interestingly enough, I get a lot of plum, even kind of a rosemary component to it. Those kind of flavors come through. So think of all those flavors while you're having this wine, and it's easy to pick them out because it's so easy to smell everything when you stick your nose in the glass with this one. So let's try the 2019 first, which we have some in our glass right now. Yeah. And then we're going to talk about the food, and then we'll taste the food with the wine. So this is our rosé 2019.
Yasis. That's what you say in Greek. Yasis.
We had a question.
Yes.
What temperature do you drink the rosé at? It's best.
Ooh, that's a good.
I always just think about whatever temperature is in the fridge. 55 degrees is usually good. Sometimes it's too cold in the fridge, all depending on what you have your fridge temperature set at. But 45 degrees, 55 degrees, that's a good temperature. Sometimes when it's too cold, it doesn't taste like anything. It can kind of
You don't get the fruit aspect.
Kind of strip the flavors. But then that being said, if the wine is served too hot, sometimes the alcohol comes through more, and you don't get that crispness from it. So, yeah, that is an important part of it. You definitely want to serve it around 45 to 55 degrees. As you notice with the color, like I was saying, with the 2019, just a nice pink, kind of a light orange pinkish color to it. I get a lot of some great aroma right off the nose. I'm always talking about the 5 S's of wine tasting, how we have sight and smell and sip, and we savor the wine. And I'm always really interested in how the wine feels on the mouth. Do you feel it more in the front and the back, the sides? Our rosé, interestingly enough, has a lot of acid, so you get that all up front. It's a touch sweet. I consider it off dry, not bone dry, but definitely not sweet.
It's very well balanced.
Very well balanced, and that's what I'm shooting for. I want a wine that kind of hits you at all parts of your palate. Again, serve it chilled. It's just a really great wine. And at this young stage too, all the aromas are really up front. They're easy to spot. When we get to the 2018, you'll see that one has lost some of its fruit, but it's gained a lot in its finish. So for those of you that like a more rounded wine, maybe that one's for you. But if you want something more crisp and refreshing and just tons of fruit, then go for the 2019. All right, so let's step into the kitchen and talk about the first food and wine pairing.
So this is a very easy recipe. Basically what I wanted to do for this wine tasting is just do a very simple recipes, and that really highlight what our grocery stores have to offer, which you might not know they have or have not. This is actually a product. It's steam and peeled baby beets. They're already steamed. They're already peeled. All you basically have to do is what I've done here is cut them into quarters. Another thing is, I don't know about you, but I get a lot of gifts because people know that I like to cook, and I get a lot of different vinegars. This is a raspberry basil vinegar oil from Paso Olive Oil. This is from Paso Robles. This is another vinegar from Trader Joe's. This is an orange muscat champagne vinegar. This is the one we're going to use today. So basically what you do is you take this vinegar and you pour it into a saucepan, and you take these already steamed and peeled beets, something from your grocer, which is very easy, and you put them in the pan. What you're going to do is you're going to bring it up to a boil and then lower it to a simmer and simmer it for 15 minutes. This is going to infuse whatever fruit vinegar you have in your house into the beets. So it's really funny because when I was telling our dad what we were going to do for this tasting, I said we're going to do a beet salad. He's like, well, no one likes beets. So I was like, no, there's a lot of beet salads on the menus these days in restaurants. I think if you infuse the beets with some fruit and you take a little bit of the earthiness out of it, people will like it better. The reason this goes very well with the rosé is because it does have that earthiness that goes very well with the Mourvedre part of the rosé, but it does bring out the fruitiness, which goes really well with the Grenache. So I'm going to put this on the stove, and then we will continue. So like I said, bring it to a boil, and then simmer to low. When you are done, you're going to drain your beets, but you're going to keep some of the liquid. We're going to use this as a dressing. So basically, I have arugula here, which is a nice peppery arugula. This goes very well with rosé because the rosé is so fruity, so the pepperiness really contrasts with the arugula. So I'm going to take the beets that we infused with the vinegar.
How long did that take to infuse the
So we boil it to high, and then we just simmer it for 10 to 15 minutes. That's all. You can either do it hot or you can do it cold. Then what I have over here is some sprinkle them over the top. And then we're doing a goat cheese pizza today, but you could obviously add goat cheese to this if this was the only thing you were serving at your dinner party for a salad. So, but like I said, we're doing a pizza, so I didn't want to overdo the cheese, but you could definitely do goat cheese over this salad. So, with the reserved vinegar, I put 3 tablespoons of the reserved vinegar that is already infused with the beets, and I did 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You're just going to toss this over the salad, just very gently. You don't want to overdo this. This is not a heavily dressed salad. This is a very light salad. It's supposed to be very fruity, very light to go with the rosé. So this is going to be our first pairing today.
It looks great. Nice presentation. You eat with your eyes first.
Yes, and like I said, you can definitely put cheese on this. You can put a feta cheese on it. You can put a goat cheese on it. Like I said, we're doing a cheese pizza, so I didn't want to overdo it with the dairy, but you can definitely do that if you wanted to.
Okay, wonderful. So again, we're going to taste the rosé again, have a little bit of the salad, maybe taste the wine again. We're trying to see, are the flavors compatible? Do they match? Are they opposites? There are times when opposites are also nice too. You have something, sweet, you compare it with something salty, something savory. This is gonna, Faith says it's something light, but the way beets to me a lot of earthiness, but with the arugula, that just brings a lot of freshness to it. I think that's a great thing to do. Okay.
Are you just gonna dive in with me?
Yeah, let's have a bite.
Alright.
All right.
Yeah, so try to get a little bit of everything. You want the nuts and the peppery arugula. So we got sweet, we got sour, we got earthy, we got everything going on here.
Wow. I like it a lot.
You do?
Really good.
Do you taste the fruit and the beets?
Yeah, definitely.
But it's a little vinegary, so I think,
A little more tang to it. A little more of a zing quality to it.
so I think with the wine, with the fruitiness, it's gonna cut through all the vinegariness and the earthiness of the beets.
Wow. I'm a big beet fan. I love beets.
But it kind of takes away the astringency of the beets, right?
Definitely.
That people don't like.
Yeah.
All right, so should we try it with the wine? I know you're already done.
I'm going to give myself a little more
You
of
can
the
just do that.
2019. Once again, this is our 2019 Paso Pink Rosé. And if you're just now online for the first time tonight, we're doing a food and wine pairing with rosé with 2 different courses here. First up, we've got, what do we got right here? Do you want to repeat
So we
this
have
again?
a fruit-infused beet salad over arugula with candied pecans.
Yeah.
Which,
Okay, let's try it. We have a,
Got a question from online. What's the price?
yeah, the rosé retails at $28 a bottle, but if you buy a case of it, it's half off. So that drops the price by half if you purchase a case. And
it's a pretty good deal.
going through a case is pretty easy to do with the time of year that we're in. So let's again try the 2019 rosé. Here we go. Yeah, I think it definitely adds to the flavors of the wine for sure. Really nice. That's a
Good.
great pairing. Okay. Well, next we're gonna go back 1 year, try the 2018, and see how that compares to 2018. Once again, the 2018, we just have a couple cases left, almost sold out. The 2019 was just bottled in February. We've been selling it for the last just about a month or so. I like both of these wines, so it's hard for me to say one's better than the other. If you're looking at these right now, you'll see that the 2018 has a little bit more color. It's because it's got 10% more Syrah, which gave it a touch more color to it. Real quick, I just wanted to say how we make rosé. A lot of you know, but maybe a lot of you don't know exactly how it works. Well, we pick the grapes, and instead of fermenting the wine with the skins, we pump the juice off the skins. So the wine is made just on the juice, and all depending on how long you leave the juice with the skins will depend on how much pink or red color is put into the wine. Yeah. Okay. And so we've harvested the grapes, and we usually pick about 25, 26 bricks. That's how sweet the grapes are when they're picked. One thing that kind of sets our rosé apart from maybe other rosés is that we're harvesting the grapes to make Mourvèdre, to make a Grenache, to make a Syrah, and we make both wines at the same time. So we make our Grenache, and at the same time we steal some of the juice and make the rosé from just the juice. But what gives it the color, like I said, is that time that the juice was on the skins. So typically, I do a 24-hour time period where the grapes are picked, say, on Monday morning. We come back the next morning on Tuesday and steal back a percentage of the juice, which is interesting too, because you could steal 10% of the juice or 20% of the juice. You have to imagine you have crushed grapes, and the grape skins are all together, and that next day you come back and you just pump out a portion of the juice. So you can determine how much rosé you want to make, and if you pump out a lot of juice, then you're left with a lot of skins to make the regular wine. The more juice you pump out, the more concentrated the red wine becomes. So it's you have to be careful with that. So our rosé fruit is picked at optimum ripeness, which is key. So that's why our wines can be elevated alcohol. I wouldn't say they're super high alcohol, but they're elevated alcohol. That's why it's a glass of rosé definitely goes a long way, because this is both of these are on the moderate to relatively high side of
But it doesn't taste
alcohol.
like it. It's still
But
very light.
It doesn't come through because it's got a lot of tartness, a lot of acidity, so it's really balanced. These wines aren't aged in oak either. So where all the red wines that we make are aged in oak barrels, whether they're new or neutral or once used or twice used, this is just all made in stainless. So that also helps it just retain its crispness. And what you're tasting is the flavors that are inherent in the vineyard. So all those fruity flavors and stone fruits, tropical flavors that we've been talking about tonight, that's coming from the grapes, from the vineyard.
Great.
Yeah. And it's bottled young. It doesn't have a lot of time, so it's like our 2019 was picked at the end of the 2019 harvest. All those 3 lots were made independently, and it was bottled at the end of February. So it's a wine that's meant to be drank when young, because it's put in the bottle young. So now we're going to try the next rosé, which is going back a year to the 2018.
Great.
Which,
So-
as I said, it's almost sold out. Last of the vintage. Okay. All right. So this wine is a blend of 50% Grenache, 30 Syrah, and 20 Mourvèdre. Okay.
So before we taste, we're going to get back to our next recipe. This is also a very easy recipe, taking shortcuts from the grocery store. Right here I have a pre-baked crust. You can use whatever crust you want. I also have a cauliflower crust that I did that I got from Trader Joe's, but you can get your own crust. You can make your own crust. You can do a Pillsbury pizza crust, just bake at the instructions. This one is a pre-baked crust, which you do not have to bake. Basically what we do is a sauceless pizza, so it's very, very easy. We're going to do mozzarella, about a cup to a cup and a half, over the pizza. Very, very easy. Yes. And then we have these beautiful strawberries, which are in season, which I've just sliced up with my wonderful new chef's knife that my fiance just gave me for my birthday, which is on Sunday, which I'm very, very happy about. So we're just going to put the slices of strawberry all over the pizza.
Where did you get this idea?
I was looking online. I mean, the thing is, I wanted something, like I said, I've done really homey stuff the last couple times, and I wanted something that was a little easy, but still that you can impress your guests with over the summer. So I wanted something that, I wanted to do something fruity with the rosé, and I just wanted to do something easy. So just started researching, and, you know, these are flavors that I really love. I did a stage in Italy for a little bit, so basil is a really big thing for me. I love fresh ingredients, whatever's in season. So it's really great that goes well with the rosé with this recipe. Obviously the strawberries go very well with the fruitiness of the wine. We're going to put some basil on it, which is a mint family. Which actually, you know, when they put like mint on your desserts, it really elevates the sweetness of the dish. So, and then we're going to put some balsamic vinegar on it, which I think goes very well with the Mourvedre of the dish as well. So we're going to top it with that. Basically, you put this in the oven, 450 for about 10 minutes, just right on the oven rack. You do not need to put it on a pan for this crust. Obviously, follow the ingredients for your crust. So, then when we have our wonderful pizza, that is already baked, we have our basil, which I was telling you is part of the mint family. I think it really brings out, like I said, the Mourvedre in it. And the goat cheese, the earthiness, really can stand up to the Syrah in the rosé as well. So I think with the 3 types of grapes that are in this wine, this really hits the entire palate.
Looks great.
And then we get really fancy. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen this in your grocery store. This is a balsamic glaze. You can actually make this by hand by just doing a cup of balsamic vinegar with 3 tablespoons of honey on the stove. Let it reduce till about half. But you can actually find this everywhere now. And it's really easy. It's already done for you. And you just drizzle it on the pizza. This is going to get a depth of flavor. So not just fruit and cheese. This is going to give it some body. Just like I think the Syrah gives the body to our wine. So
Oh, cool.
there you go. I know it's pretty easy, but it's pretty impressive when you serve it to your guests.
Awesome. Yeah, like we were saying earlier, these 2 wines are really similar. I make them in the same fashion every year with mostly Grenache, because I find that definitely brings the most fruit, the most acidity and fresh tart flavors as well. Mourvedre, I always like that one the best when I make these independently and then they all come together when we bottle. Mourvedre just has a ton of tropical notes, plus stone fruit notes too. And then, as we were mentioning with Syrah, that has a little more weight on the palate, a little more dark fruit flavors. And when they all come together, it's just awesome. You can pair either of these wines with what we've been eating here. This looks amazing. I don't think I've ever had a strawberry pizza, so I'm looking forward to this. It looks like a regular pizza, really. Almost.
Alright. You got the
Looks like
strawberries as
pepperoni.
as the sauce, pepperoni component.
Yeah, very cool. Rosé too, as I mentioned earlier, I love to make rosé, especially because you can get it in the bottle young. You know, you don't have to wait for it to age 2 years in the barrel, and you're tasting it and seeing how it develops, which is exciting too. But this, it always tastes best when it's young. If you like how the 2018 is tasting, be sure to get that. Like I said, we're almost sold out. But if you like them more fresh and vibrant and young, get the 2019. It's tasting great right now. In fact, we're trying the 2018 right here, which it's definitely lost some of the fruit when you compare it to the next year, 2019. But if you're having it on its own, it really does have a lot of fruit to it. It's just that the 2019 has an abundance of fruit flavors that just pop from the glass. Okay, yeah. 2018. Like I was saying earlier,
Oh, it's very different.
it's gonna have a different finish to it because it's aged longer.
Yeah, it's got more fruit in the end, but a lot less acid on the front.
Right. Yeah, just a whole different mouthfeel. Really ends just quick and easy on the palate. Wow, I'm excited. I want to give this a try.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready for your pizza?
Let's grab a slice. Oh, thank you. Wonderful.
I know it's
So
different.
it's strawberries, goat cheese.
It's a strawberry goat cheese pizza with basil and balsamic drizzle.
Wow. Awesome. Wow. Very good.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking earlier with the goat cheese, I was thinking it would be, strong and pungent, but you were saying no, it's a very just clean and refreshing and simple cheese. It's not overwhelming the palate.
Because there's not a sauce, it's a subtle background kind of gamey note, but it goes well with the strawberries.
Wow. Yeah, very nice. I like it a lot.
And then the balsamic kind of carries it over.
Yeah. Wonderful. Did you talk about the crust? People can, there's different ways to do it.
Yeah, so like I said, I used a pre-made crust for this. It was very easy. You didn't have to pre-cook it all. I don't know, let's see. I also did a cauliflower crust, which we're going to cleanse. And then you can also do your own crust. There's a Pillsbury, crust that you can do. It doesn't matter, you just have to follow the directions on whatever crust you do. So, it's very easy.
Awesome. Yeah, this is great.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like it.
I like it a lot. Wonderful.
Good.
Okay, well. Very fun. I also wanted to talk a little bit, while we have time tonight, that we just did a bottling this past week. We bottled, speaking of Grenache, which is in our rosé. This is our newest Grenache, our 2019, which is not for sale yet, but in about 8 or 9 months from now, it'll be available at the tasting room. It's in the brand new label for us. It just came out really pretty. I'm just really happy with this, the Grenache 2019. Also, we bottled our Arroway 2019 Pinot Noir, which we have been sold out. We've been sold out of this wine for since March. So this one is available, and you can order it. We can ship it to you. It's also available at the tasting room if you want to come by and pick up a bottle. We're offering that right now. So Arroway Pinot is back. What's always cool about it is we have everyone who works in the vineyard and the wineries is on the back label. So we have all the newest people on the back of this bottle. So I'm real happy about that. 2019 Arroway Pinot Noir. Okay. Very good. Let me just pause and see if anyone has any questions. I know some of you have been adding to the comment section, saying hi. Is there any questions that we can talk to you about the food or the wine? We're happy to talk about both.
Pistachios.
Also, I was joking earlier that you could have rosé with pistachios. As you know, we have our own pistachio trees on the property, and we have these at the tasting room. People eat them up like crazy. They're highly addicting. You can't just have one. Once you have one, you end up having a whole bag. So you can make a meal like this with rosé, or you can just have some pistachios as well. So these are our homegrown pistachios. We are starting a pistachio club, so we'll give you more information on that soon. We have different flavors of pistachios. We've got these are roasted and salted. We've got a chili lime flavor, also garlic onion. So other flavors of pistachios as well. So these are a real treat to be had all year round, all the time. Pistachios.
And And we also have a pistachio club you can sign up for 4 times a year, $30. You get the regular and then 2 mystery flavors. So 4 times a year, $30, shipping included.
Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome.
I'm trying to sell my friend Lissa getting it for her dad for Father's Day, so maybe she'll do that. He loves our pistachios.
Yeah, just real quick to review, I was talking about our rosé versus other people's rosés. The main thing that sets us apart and makes us different is that we pick the grapes to make regular Grenache, regular Mourvedre, and Syrah. So the grapes are picked when they're ripe. You can make rosé to make a rosé when you harvest the grapes, say at lower ripeness, and you use all the fruit to make a rosé. Well, what I've done is I've made these 3 grapes, Grenache, Mourvedre, and Syrah, on their own, but we've taken part of the juice out and made the juice all in stainless. And that time that the skin and the juice were together, it interacted, that drew out a little bit of the color. So that's why the wines aren't necessarily red or pink. They have that lightish red color to them. So that's the main difference. Also, like I said, it's made in stainless. We don't do oak barrels. There are some people out there that age their rosé wine in oak, which will give it a creamy flavor or a smoky flavor. I'm not interested in doing that. I always want our rosé to really be a feature of the vineyard, of the fruit. Again, the Grenache, a lot of strawberry flavors. We did a strawberry food and wine pairing. That was a great idea. Mourvedre, a lot of stone fruits. I get a lot of nectarine, a lot of peach, and Syrah. That one is more like a traditional red wine, a little more herbalness to it, more dark red fruit flavors, but that's one of the smaller components in the blend. So it's a rosé mostly of Grenache, which, like I said, has a lot of strawberry notes, a lot of that fresh fruity taste, and a lot of acid. Like I said earlier, it's off dry, so it's not terribly sweet, but it is just a touch, a little bit of sugar that really helps aid with the mouthfeel and the texture and the finish of the wine. Wonderful. Rosé. Well, if you have any questions, please feel free to add them into the comments. We're going to be on for a little longer talking about this. Faith, can you review?
You had a question on the steps for putting the cheese on the pizza, or the ingredients on the pizza. Which did you start with? What layers?
All right, so first, I'm going to show you this pizza that I just pulled out of the oven. So basically, you do the mozzarella first, then you do the strawberries, and then you do the crumbled goat cheese. So that's the steps. Then you're going to put it in the oven to broil, and after that, you just broil it for about 5 minutes, and that's when you're going to put on the basil and the balsamic drizzle. So those are the steps. Any other questions?
Yes. Somebody saw online that we found some cases of the Petite Syrah. What's the status of that?
Yeah, that was really funny. I was working a couple of weeks ago, moving cases around, and I found 10 cases of Petite Syrah stacked nicely in the corner of one of our tasting rooms. And so I know people have been asking for it and wanting it. I thought we were sold out because I couldn't. I didn't have any more in the inventory, but I had misplaced those 10 that I found on the side. I forgot all about those cases. So what we did was we brought those back out and we sold them all. So if you're interested in Petite Syrah, we sold it out for shipping. We had 8 cases that we were able to ship, and those are all gone. But we do have, we might have a case or a case and a half at the tasting room. So you can pick that up. So if you live locally in the area and want our Petite Syrah, like I said, we have about a case and a half available at the tasting room. It is a great wine.
The recipes are currently on the blog on the website. So you can go to the blog, the Sculpterra.com, and you can find the recipes right now.
Great.
Yeah, and like my sister Faith was talking about that you want to make meals that people can do. This isn't horribly complicated, but man, it tastes good. This was a great great thing to pair with. You know, I always like having rosé in the springtime. It's nice and hot out, and we like to have something cool and easy to drink. And these two things that you've made as well are easy to do. We can all do it, and it goes great with the wine. That's what we're trying to do, is pair food with wine, getting the best from the food and the best from the wine.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonderful. Well, thank you guys. This is always a lot of fun for us. Thank you for watching. Again, we are not open to taste at the tasting room right now, but we are open for you to just come in, purchase a bottle. That's definitely we can do that. We can ship wine to you. Obviously, that's we're just super grateful for all of you that have bought cases and been supporting us. It's been awesome to see. You know, we've been able to keep everyone working at the winery and the tasting room and the vineyard. We have a lot of people on our staff. Sometimes I start to just think about on the property at just at any given day all the people that we have going, and it's because of you. It's because of your support of our business. So thank you so much for that. Again, we're doing a half-off sale to anyone and everyone, wine club members and even non-members. We've extended that sale till the end of May. So please go on the website. We have a really easy-to-use online web store that shows all the wines. Like the rosé that we have here, we also have Viognier, Sauv Blanc, awesome sparkling wine. Those are great. At this, right now during in the springtime, we also have lots of red wines. As you know, we've got Pinot Noir, Primitivo, Mourvedre, Syrah, a lot of blends. We even have we have a dessert wine, Primitivo Port, which that'd be fun to pair something with. At,
Already have it.
one of these tastings too.
Chocolate truffles next.
Primitivo Port is an awesome wine. So please visit the website. You can always give us a call. We always have people at the tasting room if you would rather call and do an order that way. So again, thanks for watching.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, sorry. I saw the screen go blank. And also, they just made an order that outdoor museums, people are allowed to walk around in. And our place is definitely an outdoor museum. It's been categorized as so. So if you come to the winery, please buy a bottle of wine, walk around the premises. Our father is very open to having everything open. It's outside. It's
Plenty of space for
yes,
people
we're
to walk
keeping
around.
everything clean, and we really want people to still enjoy our facility. And please come by. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to email us about any recipes